Glad to have you with us here on this Tuesday of the Word of Encouragement. I trust you had a wonderful July 4th celebration. And today we obviously are all reflecting on the fact of the state of our country and obviously the burdens that we have about our country. And we have a tendency as believers to look at the material world, the human world, what's going on, and we can find ourselves getting buried a little bit. I have a lot of people that have told me, and I think wisely, don't watch the news. And yet they won't even see what's going on because they just feel the oppression of the day. Well, God is working. We've seen some victories, but the victory that we need is in the church. And God's people need to have genuine faith that He is on the throne, that He's working. And as we often say, we know the final chapter. Well, in 2 Peter chapter 3, we need to remember that the world as we know it, in verse 11, all these things shall be dissolved. What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And then it speaks of the new heavens and the new earth. We see this also in Revelation chapter 20, where the heavens and the earth flee away from the Lord, and the entire universe will be purged, and we will have a new heavens and a new earth. So everything we see around us, all the things that are ungodly, all the things that seem so impossible, God is in control. He created the world out of nothing, and by just His word, He's going to destroy the entire universe. What are we worried about? The biggest thing we need to be focused on is allowing God to work in our lives. Our churches need to be on fire for God. We need to be willing to live for eternity, knowing what the final chapter is. We must not be all cut up with trying to protect ourselves and trying to make sure we're okay. Certainly we need to be wise, but I hear a lot of Christians, all they talk about is having enough provisions, having enough of money, savings, and putting it in the right different portfolios so that they can be okay. Well, it is, like I said, good to be wise, but that's not where our hope is. Our hope is in the Lord. And so our focus needs to be on letting God do the work He wants to do in these days. And when we do, we get encouraged. And so we know the end of the story. And may God encourage our hearts with that reality today.